This is Scott Cullen. I'm the editor-in-chief of the Cannata Report. I'm here, as usual, with Frank Cannata, this time for the third episode of a multi-part series looking back at the top stories of 2021 covered in the Cannata Report. Here in this episode, Frank offers his latest take on the supply chain saga.
I think what facilitated that whole thing was, as you know, several dealers have reached out to me to talk about this, and they want us to talk more about it. And I had done a Fridays with Frank for the second time, which recently. And in viewing it, I said to myself, I really didn't answer anything. You know, I felt it was light. So now here we had a dealer that came on to me and said, I'm carrying forward $8 million in unfulfilled orders into the new year. That is enormous. And I said, he's a Konica Minolta dealer, and this is not any way an inference that Konica Minolta is experiencing anything different than anybody else, because that's just not true. So I said, you know what? I reached out to Patrick, I reached out to Sam. I said, what do you say, guys? Let's sit down and talk. I told him, I said, we'll talk about this dealer who has this situation. Tell us what you can about how you're handling the back order situation in particular, which is a result of the rupture in the supply chain. And I thought they were both dead honest. They didn't say anything that would even smack of a distortion of what the reality is. Both just went through what the problems are. It's COVID. It's the shipping situation where the ports are all backordered, and then the transportation system once the product gets here, and of course chips. So you had four. I mean, they said three. They didn't talk about the transportation situation up front. They did say chips as being not in any special order. They are the ones that educated me that Walmart and Amazon had basically gobbled up all the independent distribution in terms of trucking and rail. They bought it up. I know that Ricoh went out and hired their own drivers to combat that. So this is what's going on. What is the question is, what is the hope for 2022? Patrick said the problem with the chips is severe. He didn't use that term, but the way he described it, it is. He said because they've talked to the chip manufacturers, and to expand their production is an enormous capital venture. They can't increase the production. And the production, from everybody's view, and I think it was Sam Arrigo who said it, our order rate is astronomical. And I don't think he's experiencing anything that Canon and Ricoh and Kyocera and Sharp are not experiencing, because there's pent-up demand. There's business that's been on the shelf for almost 2 years. It's coming off, and people need to change what they have, add to what they have, or whatever the situation would be. I would like to say I'm optimistic about the supply chain, but I have to be realistic. I believe we're in for another year. I think there will be gradual improvements as different things are addressed and ways are found to speed up the entrance of the product into the US to the distribution system, to get what products they're able to get here out into the system far quicker than it has in the past. That's the best I can offer.